We are 2 weeks away. Actually, by the time this video comes out, we're going to be way less than 2 weeks away from Desert Hearts Music Festival 10-year anniversary celebration. I am so excited to be back at this festival. I absolutely love this community, this record label, and of course, this festival. It is definitely in my top 5 festivals, and that's saying a lot because I've been attending festivals for the last 10 years of my life. I just can't wait to be back. Let's talk about it. What is up, you guys? My name is Jess. Just in case you're popping in new to the channel, I talk about F words, and festivals is one of them. Absolutely love the festival community. And if you're heading back to Desert Hearts Festival as an OG, or maybe as a newbie, or maybe you're interested in learning more about this festival, this is going to be the video for you. We are heading to a new location this year, and it's going to be the first festival back in 3 years, which is just so insane to think about. I feel like the energy is going to be so unmatched, and it's going to be really magical. If you're interested in learning how to camp proper, or you want to know what type of camping gear I recommend, I do have a lot of videos out on my channel that speak specifically on how to prepare for camping music festivals. I do have one with a downloadable checklist for you that I will link below. I also have a video out on what type of foods to bring to camping music festivals. And I have one of my favorites, which is 10 underrated items for camping music festivals. I will link all those below or up here throughout the video if you're specifically looking for general camping music festival information. But let's get into some house techno and love for this Desert Hearts Festival guide. So first up, just in case you are not too familiar with Desert Hearts, this was a kind of a renegade festival that was founded by several people. And so the co-founders of this festival, this record label, and pretty much the ringmasters of this community are Mikey Lyon, Marbs, Porky, and Lee Reynolds. So I've talked about them a little bit on my Get Lost lineup, but I'll review it here a little bit. So Mikey Lyon and Porky, they are brothers. Marbs is one of their friends. They're all from California. And then Lee Reynolds is Papa Reynolds, and he met Mikey Lyon, I believe, at some party. I know that my friend Eamon Armstrong talked to Mikey Lyon. I think it was the first festival podcast he ever put out for his podcast, Life is a Festival. So first ever episode, and he talked all about it there. So I'll link it below for you. But how I describe these guys to people that don't know really much about them is that I feel like they're one of us. I feel like they were festival goers. They were, people that just like loved the music, loved to party. So they decided to have this Renegade party, and the community just grew and grew and grew because it really was built out of this foundation of love, which is why their motto is house, techno, and love. And I also feel like I could relate a lot to them because I'm around the same age as them. I feel like how their growth in this community was similar and parallel to my growth in this community, and just, getting to know what the festival community is like. And they really built a unique vibe with their festival. There's just something so special about it, and I'm going to break it down into like different categories. But they really also thrived during the Panini with their Twitch stream, and like their growth has just been incredible over the years. So this 10-year anniversary party is going to be really, really something special. As far as the community, it is a 21 plus event. And the way I like to describe this festival is it's like a small independent festival that has a lot of Burning Man influence. You will definitely see that throughout this video when I talk about things. And I kind of just feel like it's more of a mature, fun-loving, soulful audience that attends. And yeah, it's just a beautiful community, and I can't wait to be back there. All right, let's talk about it. A lot of people are always shocked when I bring this up, but Desert Hearts has only one stage. One stage, one vibe. That is something that they live by. The dance floor there and the stage itself pretty much serves as the heartbeat of the entire festival. So a lot of people, when I tell them this, I think they get uncomfortable because they feel like, well, what if I don't like the music there? First of all, it's impossible. Have you seen the lineup? It is impossible to not like the music there. But anyway, yeah, it's just so special because there's only that one stage. So everyone is always together and the music runs 24 hours for 5 days. So it's super, super unique. And I absolutely love it because that's what makes this community so strong, because everyone can vibe together there. Now, I want to briefly discuss the lineup a little bit. I don't have enough time to do a full lineup review. I have been slammed at work and I'm squeezing this video in right now before I even go to work. But I want to talk about some of the highlights for the lineup for me. Now, first of all, if you look at the lineup, this is something I love about these guys, okay? If you look at the lineup, there's no like egotistical bullshit of like who's headliners, who's the undercard, who's this, who's that. Everyone has the same consistency throughout their lineups, and it's like that every single year. So you'll notice even the co-founders are all in the same font, same print as all the other maybe larger artists compared to some of the smaller artists. And that really stays true to their one stage, one vibe principle that they go by, because they're just basically saying we're all equal and we're all talented and we all create beautiful music and play beautiful sets, right? In my opinion, at least. So I just want to read off to you some artists that I have seen before that I highly recommend to you. And then I want to give you some top 10 that I haven't seen that I really, really, really want to see that are like, do not miss for me. So just going off of the lineup, obviously the Desert Hearts crew, Mikey Lyon, Porky, Marbs, Lee Reynolds, definitely obviously recommend all them. They usually do separate sets. Sometimes Marbs will do a B2B with Evan Casey. They all kind of do their own separate sets, but then they always do like a closing Sunrise Desert Hearts crew set on the last day. So definitely recommend sticking around to the very end and seeing that, of course. Let's see. We also have Carl Craig, Atish, Kevin Knapp. Who else is on there that I know? Francesco Lombardo, Doc Martin, Evan Casey, Lubelski, Tara Brooks. Definitely recommend all of those artists there. And then these are my top artists that I have not seen that like I definitely want to see. Anaha Schneider, probably said her name wrong. Lat Mune, Joyce Muniz, Omar S, Oscar L, Risen, Shaded, Superflu, Township Rebellion, and Yulia Nico. Those are probably, out of the entire lineup, people like I will definitely not miss, hopefully I won't miss, but that I really want to see. And out of them, the top 3 for me are Lat Mune. I have been wanting to see him for so long. He's a UK artist. He's tech house through and through. I absolutely love his sound. I love his music. I was so excited. I basically squealed when I saw his name on this lineup. I was just so excited. Also, definitely want to see Joyce Muniz. She's been on multiple Desert Hearts lineups before, but for whatever reason, I never saw her set before. The last time I went to Desert Hearts, I was volunteering, so there's a good chance that I missed her set somehow. And then the last one for my top 3 out of those 10 that I haven't seen is Township Rebellion. These guys are a German duo, and they have that like melodic house, melodic techno sound, and oh my god, I'm like obsessed with their music, so I really want to see them. Out of the artists that I mentioned before that I've already seen, definitely recommend seeing. I really hope actually that Marbs, Evan Casey, and Risen do like a B2B, all 3 of them. The music they've been putting out on Desert Hearts Black, which is kind of like a sub label of Desert Hearts, kind of more on the darker side, techno side. Marbs is like the mastermind behind that. The music is incredible because to me, it's not like straight up pounding techno. Like there's still this like melody to it, and lyrics are in some of their tracks. And I don't know, I just get lost in their tracks. And so I would love to see something like that. Can't wait for the set times to come out, honestly. But yeah, if you're going, those are who I recommend to see. Forgot to mention, I created a Spotify playlist that you can listen to. I will link it below so you can check out the sounds of all the artists that are on the lineup. Definitely recommend you do that. And I also have other playlists on there from various other events and festivals. So definitely give me a follow on Spotify. All right, let's talk about this new venue location. So, in the past, obviously, when it was a Renegade festival, it started in the desert. I actually was not there, so I am not like an OG. But I know a lot of people that are, and it was just like this small little rave festival that they threw in the Mojave Desert. From there, in the past years that I've attended, it moved to San Diego County on the Los Coyotes Indian Reservation. So it was in San Diego County. It was probably like 2 hours ish from San Diego. And truthfully, they outgrew that venue. Their community and their following has just gotten so massive that there wasn't enough space to host the festival there anymore. It was a very small festival ranging from 3,500 to 5,000. When I went, it was probably close to 5,000, and it was really hard to park people. I volunteered with Red Artery, and it was really starting to get hard towards the end because they highly recommend people carpool. But not everyone can do that if you have work and all that. So they have changed the location, and it's now going to be at Paris Lake State Park, which is only about an hour and a half from both San Diego and Los Angeles. This venue looks absolutely stunning. I honestly cannot wait to be there. There is a lake bed. There is going to be mountains, palm trees. It looks insanely gorgeous, like, I swear. So if you're one of those people that you're worried about, oh, I don't know if I could vibe out to the music, just go and stare at palm trees and the mountains and the lake and you'll be good. Trust me. It is so incredibly beautiful. I'm so excited to be there personally. The other thing I'm looking forward to with this new venue location is the weather. So in the past years, when it was on the res, it got cold. Okay. It got cold to the point where even I couldn't handle it. And I'm from New Jersey. I'm going to be traveling out to this festival from New Jersey again. It gets to like the 20s and 30s out on the res. And so I've looked up the weather, and it seems like this location is going to be a lot more manageable, more like in the 40s or 50s at night. So it's going to be hot during the day and closer to the 40s and 50s at night. So I'm really looking forward to that change. The only thing I'm a little concerned about is that the new venue is in Riverside County. So Riverside County is a pretty large county in California that runs from Riverside through Joshua Tree all the way to Indio. If you're familiar with Indio, that is where Coachella is. So I do feel like this might, I don't know, bring some other types of crowds, if you get my drift. And so I'm just hoping for the best with the new location, because on the res, it was private land. And so that was another really unique feature about Desert Hearts. I'm not upset about it, obviously. I'm looking forward to change is good, you guys. Change is always going to be good, especially with growth. It's inevitable, especially with the type of community we have right now. It's growing, especially house and techno, I feel like is no longer the underground. So we got to embrace these changes. I'm still looking so forward to this venue. I think it's going to be so incredible, and I can't wait to see what they do as far as the layout for it. Okay, let's talk about camping only. So this is probably another shocker to some people, but this is a camping only festival. Not that you have to camp in the tent. They do have RVs. They do have 18 feet plus spots if you have a very large RV. They do offer glamping this year, which is something new they are offering. And then they also have car camping, which is a new feature, plus just regular camping. And there's going to be different parking lots where you will then get shuttled over to the venue, I'm pretty sure. But they have different parking lots. Platinum's going to be the closest to everything, then gold, then silver. But they're saying silver is still pretty manageable and not that far. But yeah, there's no in and out, okay? You could get dropped off if you want, but there's no, I'm going to go stay at a hotel and come back. So that's another way I feel like they really like make everyone just like be one there. And yeah, I personally love it. Anyone that's watched my channel for a long time knows I love camping festivals. It's the best. It's like you got this whole little tight-knit family all camping out together. Now, something that's really unique about their camping festival as well is that they don't allow Renegade sound at the camp. I know some people are probably like, what? No music at the campgrounds? Every camping music festival always has Renegade parties. They always have after hours. What? But you got to remember, they really, really live by that one stage, one vibe. If you want to hear music, go to the stage and be vibing with everyone there. I personally love it because then when you go back to camp, you actually can rest and you don't have to worry about your campmates or, your neighbors blasting music, especially if it's music you don't really care for. Another thing about the campsite that is interesting is that you are allowed to bring bikes. So this is kind of something that's been consistent throughout the years. You are allowed to bring bikes if you want to ride around. They just can't be motorized, and also no unauthorized fire spinning and no campfires. So it does get a little chilly at night, so make sure you bring some layers and warm clothing. Speaking of clothing, let's talk about the fashion. This festival is one of my favorite festivals when it comes to fashion because everyone brings it. And if you're new here, a fun fact about my YouTube channel is the first video I ever put out was all about the fashion I wore to Desert Hearts Festival in 2019. So the fashion and Desert Hearts just, it is so unique. It doesn't matter what sex you are. Everyone is colorful. Everyone is sparkling. Everyone is just going all out with headpieces, hats, blazers, jackets, lots of thrifted things from, the 80s and 90s as far as prints, lots of small business support. They even have a fashion show there, which is just absolutely incredible. It is just probably one of my top festivals as far as fashion. You will get so much creative inspiration from everyone because everyone just brings their own unique vibe. I just love it so much. I will say also, just to add on to the fashion, since there's a lake this year that we can swim in, oh my God. Definitely bring a bathing suit. Definitely bring, like that nice day wear, beach party vibe wear. Really looking forward to having that type of vibe this year, which will be a little different because on the res, it was like a lot of pine trees and woodsy. This is definitely more like beachy, sandy, like let's shake our booties in the sand. Let's dive in the water. Let's, like get down. I want to talk about art a little bit here. This is something that I love about Desert Hearts. If you want to roam away from the stage, first of all, like I said, this venue this year is going to be gorgeous. You literally could probably just stare at a mountain for a couple hours and be good. But they do offer a lot of amazing art. They have a lot of climbable art, okay? They have art cars. So I know for a fact my friend's art car, Torch, is going to be there. And I know usually like the Vibe Apple is there. There's always a bunch of art cars that are driving around or that are parked at the stage that you can climb on. There's climbable art. So there's a lot of Burning Man influence when it comes to this event. They also have theme camps. So Pile Palace is the Desert Hearts home base at Burning Man, and they usually have Pile Palace there, as long as there's been other camps too. Like I think Shangri-Lawless has been there. And so these theme camps bring things for you to drink. Bring a reusable cup. I'll get into that later, but definitely bring a reusable cup. You can join a little cuddle puddle at Pile Palace, lounge around. There's just so much you can do as far as art. They also have workshops. They have yoga. They have a healing sanctuary. So this festival very much is like a transformational type vibe, but more with a smaller independent background. So I really love it because to me, it seems almost more like a regional burn in a way. Definitely love everything that they got going on as far as the art and extra activities for you. Leave no trace, bitches. This is something the festival community needs to work on as a whole, no matter if the festival advertises themselves as Leave No Trace or not. Okay, so Moop is matter out of place. So if you are wearing feathers, be mindful of that. If you are wearing a lot of sequins, be mindful of that. If you are a smoker, bring a reusable ashtray. I can't stress this enough. I've talked about it in my underrated items for camping music festivals. Get an Altoids tin, dump the Altoids into a baggie so you can save the mints, and then use the tin as your ashtray. Get a pocket ashtray. For years and years and years, I've had a pocket ashtray from Desert Hearts. Hopefully they'll be handing some out again. Really great company, the pocket ashtray, because you can just put your butt out in there. You don't have to worry about it, smothering it or anything. You just put it out in there, and then you can dump it in the proper receptacle. Try to sort out your trash. If you are camping, bring trash bags. Pack it in, pack it out. They do have the trash pirates there, and they can help you. However, it's highly encouraged that whatever you bring in, you pack out. So my suggestion for you is, if you have new festival clothes, cut the tags off first. If you're bringing batteries for solar lights or anything like that, get rid of the packaging. Any little thing helps to eliminate waste before you get there, so that you have more room to bring it back out with you. This goes for gray water too. If you're in an RV, or even if you are camping, do not brush your teeth and dump it and spit it all over the ground. This is a leave no trace event. That means no gray water. If you're unsure what gray water is, just Google it. I don't really have time to explain it in this video. Just know it's contaminated water that you may use from cooking at your campsite, or brushing your teeth, or showering. I want to talk about harm reduction. This is something that I love about Desert Hearts. In the past, they've had Dance Safe on the res, which honestly is one of my favorite nonprofit organizations that, talks to festival goers about everything as far as harm reduction, taking care of your body, drinking water, using condoms for protection, consent. They do have on their info page a consent policy. I don't really see that much at other festivals. So pretty much they're saying it's okay to be a creature. It's not okay to be a creeper. Just read up on everything. Please respect other people. Please respect their bodies. And, I really think that as overall, this is something that needs to be spoken about more in the festival community, straight up. And so I'm really happy and proud that Desert Hearts has a whole section dedicated to this, medical staff support, and also security on their info page, which obviously I will have linked below. Definitely check it out. I want to close out this video by reading the Desert Hearts Community of Conduct. I don't have it memorized, but I will be looking at my notes and let you know what it is. So first off, foster free creative self-expression and self-discovery, encourage free thinking and individuality, focus on our community first, consent is mandatory, in caps locks, look out for one another and lift each other up in a positive way, hold on to one another and hold each other accountable for both our personal integrity and the integrity of our collective community, strive to give back to local communities, encourage participation and self-reliance, respect the nature environment, believe in the balance of both the sacred and the temporal, and inspire one another to pro-life rate these values in our world. So that's pretty much what I have for you. I hope this helped if you're coming out to Desert Hearts for the first time, or you're interested in going. I absolutely, like I said, I love this festival. I love the co-founders. I love their record label. I love everything that they've done. Really, really big fan, and I can't wait to be back. If you're going to be there and you see me, if you've watched this video, please say hello to me. I love meeting you guys. It means the world that my little community here on YouTube is growing. If you want to be an F-word lover with me, go ahead, hit that bell down below after you hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the bell, and you will get notified every single time I upload. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so stoked to be there, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.